Welcome back. I am the business coach, and we will be talking about how to create a professional LinkedIn profile. You ever thought about how can I get the ultimate LinkedIn profile and attract those recruiters and employers? Well, today I am going to provide 4 tips on how to actually do that. So sit back and enjoy the show. Just stating the obvious here. You want to have a professional photo on your LinkedIn profile. And what I have provided for you right here is a perfect example of what that looks like. I mean, you want to paint the perfect picture to be able to build your audience. So that is important. Number 2, you want to have your resume on your LinkedIn profile. I mean, that's clearly stating the obvious. It will give those employers and recruiters the opportunity to make the job application process faster and be able to highlight you and your experiences a little bit more. So, those are the 2 tips on stating the obvious of what you absolutely need on your LinkedIn profile to be successful. So, let's get into our 4 tips on how to create a professional LinkedIn profile. So, tip number 1, your headline equals your brand. Your headline gets you the foot in the door and attracts those employers and recruiters that you want on your LinkedIn profile. So some of the key things that you kind of want to talk about is positions that you hold or have currently held, and also adjectives that describe who you are and your work. So as you can see on my LinkedIn profile, I talk about how I'm a business coach, a scholar, a global influencer, motivational speaker, activist on business education, and an Army officer. All of those things describe who I am and the work that I do. You also want to key in on your summary about yourself. You really want to talk about your background, who you are as an individual, how active you are in the community, and what makes you stand out from the rest. As you can see, I'm currently updating my summary on my LinkedIn profile, stating that I am a graduating senior from South Carolina State University, and also keying in on some of those organizations that I am a part of, and highlighting that I am an entrepreneur. So it kind of just highlights your leadership skills, your interpersonal skills, and how you're able to be a well-rounded individual. So you really want to make sure that you highlight those things on your LinkedIn profile to be able to attract those employers and recruiters. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, highlighting your experience. So whatever that is, even if you worked at McDonald's or you worked at Hardee's or wherever, highlighting your experience is one of the most important things to make the most professional LinkedIn profile ever, and also give you a step ahead of your peers. And you want to elaborate on all of your skill sets. So just to give you some examples, if you look at my experience, I talk about my current and past experience. And as you can see, I'm a human resource officer currently for the U.S. Army, but I'm also the founder of the Business Coach, and I conduct business series. But in my past experience from the previous year, I was in some executive roles. So I was executive vice president and president and so on and so forth. So just really highlighting those experiences and keying in on the most important things that you really help an organization be successful is going to help you be successful in attracting those recruiters and employers when you're looking for job opportunities. Tip number 3, your skills plus endorsements equals your product. So when you're looking at your LinkedIn profile, you really want to make sure that you have your skill sets on there. And when you're creating it, make sure that you put all the skill sets that you have currently and have held in the past, because it will help you at the end of the day when you are trying to get those opportunities. So as you can see, I've been endorsed for leadership, public speaking, and interpersonal skills. Those are my top skill sets that everyone can clearly identify on my page. So through my experience, my headline, my summary about myself, my professional picture, all of that has really just allowed individuals to see how I exemplify all three of those skill sets. And that's what you really want on your LinkedIn profile, is to be able to attract those employers and recruiters and really just let them know what skill sets that you have and it can possibly be beneficial for their company. So that is really, really important when you are creating your LinkedIn profile. And I encourage you, if you haven't done it already, go add your skill sets now, because I promise you, with tip number 3, you will be successful on LinkedIn. And last and not but least, tip number 4, my secret sauce, how I build my LinkedIn profile in just a couple of weeks. So really, this is the juice, okay, of how I was able to really become a public figure on LinkedIn. And the 3 things that I'm going to talk to you about are really important, because you want to make sure that you are really highlighting each of these things when it comes to your LinkedIn profile. So number 1, my brand. Okay, my brand is everything. The way I brand myself is how I'm going to be able to attract those employers and recruiters. Number 2, my appearance. The way I present myself on LinkedIn is how I will be successful on LinkedIn. I mean, you can't just put a random picture on there, or always posting party photos, or whatever the case may be. You don't want to do that. You want to have a good appearance. And then number 3, my influence. How am I really influencing my community, my followers, my brand, just everything in general? My influence is key when it comes to LinkedIn, because the more influence you have on people, the better your page will be, and you'll be able to connect with so many different people across the world globally. And that's really important. So we talked about today the 4 tips of how to create your professional LinkedIn profile. Number 1, your headline is your brand, as I stated before. Number 2, highlighting your experience is key to getting those employers and recruiters to your page. Number 3, your skills and endorsements will really get you the foot in the door to help you possibly be a potential candidate for that particular company. And number 4, my secret sauce. Your brand, your appearance, and your influence will get you the job. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all of my followers. Please continue to follow my business series, and I can't wait to see you all again next time on The Business Coach.